Pulmonary function tests. Pulmonary function test means tests which are used to identify the functioning of lungs. The physiological functioning of lungs, the pathological functioning of the lungs. So to determine that function, we generally conduct pulmonary function tests. The pulmonary function tests are generally done by an instrument called as spirometer. It is called spirometer. By using a spirometer, we calculate lung volumes and lung capacities. So by identifying the lung volumes and lung capacities, we can know whether the lung is working properly or it is diseased. First, let us see the lung volumes. Lung volumes. Volumes of air breathed in by a person under static positions of thorax. At a particular static position of thoracic region, thorax, how much of air that a person has breathed, it has taken in or taken outside, pushed outside under specific static conditions, what is the amount of air present inside the lungs? It is called as lung volumes. It includes tidal volume. Tidal volume. When a person is breathing, in quiet breathing, at the time of quiet breathing, the amount of air inspired or amount of air expired during quiet breathing is called as tidal volume. So it is around 500 ml. At the time of quiet breathing, the amount of air that a person has taken in or amount of air that a person has pushed outside. So it is normal inspiration or normal expiration at that quiet breathing. So that volume is called as tidal volume. Inspiratory reserve volume. Tidal volume 500 ml per breath. Per minute we are breathing 12 to 16 times. So into 12 times or 16 times. So that's roughly 6,000 to 8,000 times. 6,000 to 8,000 ml per minute. Per breath it is 500 ml. Next, inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume. See, after quiet breathing, after normal inspiration, forcefully I am trying to breathe in more air. After quiet breathing, after normal inspiration, forcefully I am trying to take more air inside. That is forceful inspiration. I am trying to take extra air. That air is called as, that amount is called as inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume is 2500 to 3000 ml. Inspiratory reserve volume is around 2500 to 3000 ml. After quiet inspiration, forcefully the amount of air that is taken inside is called as inspiratory reserve volume. Expiratory reserve volume. During quiet breathing, I have inspired, I have expired. Expiration is over. Normal quiet breathing, after normal expiration, forcefully I am trying to push out more air. That air is called as expiratory reserve volume. After quiet breathing, after normal expiration, forcefully I am trying to push out more air out from the lungs. Forcefully, it is called as expiratory reserve volume. Expiratory reserve volume is 1000 to 1100 ml. So it's around 1000 to 1100 ml. Residual volume. Now I am breathing, quiet breathing, inspiration, expiration. Expiration is over. After expiration, forcefully I try to breathe out more air. Expiratory reserve volume also is gone. Some more amount of air is pushed outside. So after that forceful expiration also, there is some air left behind inside the lungs. That is called as residual volume. So the amount of air that is left behind in lungs in all conditions. So that is around 1100 to 1200 ml. Even after forceful expiration, some amount of air is left behind in lungs. And that amount of air is called as residual volume, and that is the air which is present in lungs in all conditions. It is around 1100 to 1200 ml. So these four things are called as lung volumes. The volumes of air breathed in by a person under static position of thorax is called as lung volumes. It includes the tidal volume, the inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, and residual volume. Tidal volume is the amount of air breathed in or breathed outside during normal breathing. During normal inspiration or normal expiration, the amount of air that a person breathes is called as tidal volume. It is around 500 ml per breath. Per minute it is 6000 to 8000 ml. Inspiratory reserve volume means it is the amount of air that person has taken in during forceful inspiration. After normal inspiration, forcefully, person is trying to take in extra air inside. That is called inspiratory reserve volume. It's around 2.5 to 3 liters. Expiratory reserve volume. During quiet breathing, after normal expiration, forcefully the person is trying to push out more air. That is forceful expiration. That is nothing but expiratory reserve volume. It is equal to 1000 to 1100 ml. Now, even after forceful expiration, there is still some amount of air left behind in the lungs always, and that is called as residual volume. So normal inspiration is over, normal expiration is over. After normal expiration, forceful expiration also over. After forceful expiration, still there is some amount of air that is left behind. That is equal to the residual volume.